Be right with you. All righty. Had a little technical difficulties, but we're glad to be here on today. It's been a little while. I'm trying to get my monitors and everything set up. Okay, I think we're good now. Yeah. Okay, we're moving on. We're excited about what's going on. We're excited about tonight. We're just trying to get. Let me see here. Give me a second. Haven't been on and haven't been in my studios for a while. So I guess I should have started a little earlier. Okay. It's a pleasure to be here. Those that are on, you're welcome to D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute. I am the Mind Hacker. I am D. Leonard Hughes, where you can make comments, positive comments on our subject, or you can, hello, my mother's on. Happy New Year to all of you. While I'm on, you can make comments, or you can ask questions about something that on a clear understanding on what I'm teaching. I'm going to have to use my phone. So those want to comment, you have to comment through the computer because somehow my printer's not working right. So I couldn't do my wake up. No, not wake up. I have every morning. You can go to WordPress. If you're not a part of my Dr. Bless you, Dr. Sutton from Kentucky, if you're not a part of my daily mental wake up, We're now blogging posts on WordPress. So you can go to WordPress and we're advancing. We're going to go to emails. This year, we're going to kind of go from texting when I find the right email app, and then you will receive emails once a day on our daily mental wake up. So I need, I don't like to say I need because we really have everything that we need. Someone to help with what I want to say, just computers and graphics and designing and web designing. I'm looking for some. I don't need because everything we need, but I'm looking for someone that can help me with that because I need to take my Personal Development Institute to another level. When we started with 8. Now we're up to a little over 1,800. It's steady growing. So I need to do something. I'm using an app right now that if you get a wake up twice or you get one, hold on one second, y'all. If you get a wake up twice, give me 1 second. I'm not going off, but I haven't been on for a while. So I got a little something going on here that I don't like. Let me see here. Okay, did that do it? Give me 1 second here. 1 second. Okay. I think that's gonna do it. I saw a little cloudiness or something in there. I didn't like. Okay, I think we're good now. Okay. I know everybody have had a wonderful new year. And here we are again. I want to say this, that this Dealing and Hughes Personal Development is helping somebody. I have people that call. One lady calls, say, I haven't received a wake up in several mornings. And it happens all the time. Yeah, that's why I stopped doing morning wake up and doing daily wake up. So that way I don't have to just do it every morning. I can do it. I try to do it as early as I can. But I'm grateful for all of those of you that's sharing daily mental wake up. We're going to start emailing. So we're grateful for all of you. All right, let's unpack what we want to talk about on tonight. Why don't you call somebody and tell them to tune in? Once again, this is not a religious live streaming or church live streaming. It is a Christ awareness personal development. Why? Because the more you develop, the more you can get and receive in life what you want. Because as I often say, God has given us everything that we need to get what we want in this life. Can I say it again? And I know everything that you need is already in your vibration. You just got to get to the point in the spiritual level of faith and believing and to tap into it. Okay? Because sometimes, even though it's a Christ and not a religious program, but I still share. I'm going to talk about from Mark 11:24. Therefore, I tell you, whatsoever you ask in prayer, believe, and you shall receive it. So I'm trying to see who else on. Okay, the woman of God, Evangelist Michelle Parsons. She's there. Thank you so much. I've been talking to a few people. I want to share this to help you with personal development because things are changing drastically in the good, for the good. I know people say, oh, it's an evil world. That's the way you look at it. I don't look at it like that. It's the earth is the Lord's and the fullness of. So when we begin to talk about how bad the world is, and how bad crime, it was worse back in biblical days than now because it was always in a battle, always going to war. So we complain about the weather, if it's too hot, if it's too cold. Stop and enjoy your day. That's what I'm learning, to be present. I want those that are writing, I want you to write that down. Learn to be present. Enjoy. And we don't understand because when we're present, we get bored and we don't know what to do with ourselves. So our minds start going in our past and our minds start going in the future. And I did my morning mental wake up today and I talked about You can, even though you may be an introvert, you still can be successful. Some of the greatest millionaires and wealthy people, Mark Zuckerberg, he's an introvert. Elon Musk, but he's successful. You got to learn how to develop you and come out of the. You're not going to get nothing you want in life if you don't develop you. I've got to say that nothing's going to happen, nothing's going to manifest. Because as you develop, you draw through the law of attraction, you draw the things that's yours. You can't solve the same old problem with the same old thinking you had when the problem started. You gotta get some information, and you got to get some other options. Can I say it again? You have to get some other options to make decisions. Mark 11:24. Therefore, I tell you, whatsoever you ask in prayer, real prayer is not what religious people have presented it to be. They presented it to be that you're talking to somebody way up in the sky, way up there somewhere in the sky. And everybody got to bombard it because I know the other folks, so I got to look at me. Stop. That is the wrong concept of prayer. Prayer is getting, the Old Testament was one way. New Testament was getting in a receptive mode because in the Old Testament, they didn't have the authority of the believer. They had Emmanuel on them, but they did not have Christ in them. We have the God, source energy, the God that made universes. He's in us. And we make it, I just want to talk tonight. We make it so hard to receive because we've been taught, it's got to be a hard way. It's got to be a drag. And the more you drag through life, the more you're a Christian. That doesn't mean, if that's a Christian, I don't want it. If that's what it takes and looks like to be what people think, I don't want it and you don't want it either. You live one time and you live a life to enjoy your life and you take care of yourself. You be careful what you do because what you do today comes back tomorrow. I don't care who you are. You have to face it. You've got to be, in order to get more in life, you've got to be a risk taker. You can't stay where you are in your comfort zone and expecting to receive more. People, those of us that's successful, we're risk takers. Some of my greatest successes, some of my greatest success came as a result of me being a risk taker. Hold on one second, y'all. I don't like nothing dancing around. As a result, I think that's it, of me being a risk taker. So prayer is getting in a receptive mode. It ain't begging God. He already know everything you need. He's not playing games with you. I know what you need, but talk to me. Go get 10 more people. Go get 20 more people. Y'all come back and y'all bombard. That's not walking in authority. When you walk in authority, you don't even really need nobody to touch and agree with you because you believe in God for yourself because you realize you got to believe for every man. That's what I'm talking about Sunday. Those in the Norwalk area, New Haven, I'm there every Sunday morning. I'm some pastor there every Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, St. James Missionary Baptist Church, 60 Rockland Road. It's a wonderful worship experience. High praise. It's wonderful. We start 11 o'clock, 60 Rockland Road. Okay, let's move on. He said, therefore I tell you, whatsoever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it. Not that you're going to receive it, but believe you've already received it. Man, that's not what people have taught what prayer is. Back in the day, I didn't understand it to this level. I thought you had to pray and beg and pray, Lord, please, here we are down here. He's down here too. Who are you talking to? The galaxies? You're talking to Mars, Jupiter? You don't have to do that. He's in you. You speak. You talk. Don't talk what you don't want. Talk what you want. That's why you can't get anything, because you're focused on what you don't have and your focus is on what you don't want. And as long as you stay there where the tension flows, that's where the energy goes. Where the tension flows, all your energy is going, and you're not going to tap into what you want. Why? Because you're not in a receptive mode. This is how you get more in life. You get in a receptive mode. I'm ready to receive. I'm doing my part. I'm developing me. Okay? Because when he made you to be, he didn't make you to be like Jesus. That was the craziest, ignorant thing that preachers said. We just want to be like Jesus. You don't find that. He said, the works that I do shall you do. He made each individual a different individual with a different DNA. A different DNA. He wants you to be the person that he made, that he created, the same way others were. Alexander Bell, he expressed himself. We can go on. Einstein, they expressed themselves and what God placed them here to do. They want to run around and say, I'm like him. We know, how was he? You ain't never been with him. You weren't back there. We know the Christ mind. We go the Christ mind. And that's what he came to introduce, the Christ mind, that we could tap into it. And Paul said that you have the mind of Christ. See, you are holding on to that old stuff. I call it slave religion. That's what I call it. Slave religion. That you think you got to depend on somebody. I'm going to say it. You got to find somebody. You got to find a prophet. You got to find this. You got to go over here. You don't have to do that. Everything you need is within you. You need the preacher. You need the teacher. You need the coach. Come on, somebody. To give you the information and the tools, but you got to do the work. You got to work. Nobody's going to do it for you. Your success is for you. And in the beginning, I didn't ask anybody about starting my personal development company. It became a passion. It became a passion, and I tried to get away from it. And we just set the groundwork. But I feel it. I feel it. You got to feel. See, feeling has to go before. You can't think it out. You got to bring a positive feeling and express it out, because that's where the law of attraction operates. It operates on feeling. Why did God give us feeling? We used to say in church, it ain't in your feeling. It's in faith, because they was ignorant, and I was too, because I used to say it. Why did God give you a mind if you're not supposed to think? Why did he give you feelings? See, we don't know who we are in the science of being. You'll never know God until you tap into you, because of the inside, you are him. You are God. You are the Christ. And you're trying to go without. You're trying to find him over here. You're looking for him over there. And everything you need. It's like the man with Acres, the greatest book, Acres of Diamonds. He wanted diamonds. Sold his house. Gave away everything. Sold his house. Because he wanted to find diamonds. Great book. Acres of Diamonds. Great book. And he was all around the world, Africa. And the people that bought his house wanted to dig a pool. And when they dig the pool, what did they find? They found diamonds. So the very thing that he was looking for outwardly, come on, somebody, in conditions, he already had it. And the same thing, you all live by conditions. Your happiness depends on what happens. They ain't in my notes, because I couldn't take my notes, and I'm not going to even go back here, because I really feel what I really feel. I really feel what I'm saying. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? You've got to push and believe. You got to lift yourself up. Nobody's going to lift you up. And nobody's, come on. You've been in that too long. That pity party. Somebody feeling sorry for you. I ain't got nobody help you. And ain't nobody going to come, because with that vibration, nobody's going to come into that. Nobody's going to come into that. So what do? You take responsibility. Most folks don't take responsibilities for that. Let me tell you something. Pride will destroy you. And you've got to take responsibility. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you made a mistake, he's faithful and just. But don't just, I ain't saying tell your business. But if you injured or you hurt somebody, call him. Don't say if I did you wrong. You know you did. We got to stop playing games with ourselves and with life and with God and with people. Because you'll find yourself living under an illusion that's in your own world and it's not even a reality. I know what I teach is on a whole nother level. When I see a lot of religious folks coming on, I start talking even more because it's crazy. It's a wonderful world. There's nothing wrong with God's church. If we want to talk the religious point, that's the point. We got too many religions, denominations. If they disagree, they're leaving their star. They're leaving their star. That's not, come on, somebody. That's division. And he is not the author of confusion. This is not a church platform, but it's a Christ awareness. I got to make you aware of kingdom principles. The reason why there are no results, because people are preaching to you and not giving you principles. Jesus taught great messages, but in those messages were principles that has been around way even before he got here. But he knew the principle because he traveled 17 years learning stuff. They call it the missing years. I don't call it the I forgot, but I call it something else. The forgotten years. I don't call it. It was 17 years of personal development that we did not hear from Jesus. You know why? He was developing himself. And then when he went back to Jerusalem, was what, 3.5 years he ministered? But he developed himself. We got so many undeveloped people trying to function. I'm on a personal development. You never stop personal development because as you develop yourself, you know your strengths and you know your weaknesses. And you're not by yourself. Your weaknesses are not worse than nobody else. A weakness is a weakness. And you learn where you're weak. And you learn, I'm learning how to write better because I'm not a great writer. Thank God my mental wake-ups are strictly, phone and computer. But I'm working on that. You got to work on something. I'm so bored. Ooh, I don't know what to do. You know why you're bored? Because you ain't got a life. When you get a real life, you don't get bored. When you find those bored times, you pick up something, you start reading. You know, I got to work on my writing ability. Got to work on my communication skill. This is where we are now. What worked before is not going to work. What worked in church before, I want to tell you something. It ain't going to work. And it ain't the people. It ain't pandemic. Oh, they coming back. They ain't coming back because you were not offering them nothing to come back to. I thank God. I looked at one of the great mentors that I love, Pastor Bill Winston. Both services full. So you can't tell me about a pandemic because people are where they want to be. People at games, they're at this, they want to be, they don't want to be there. So you've got to wake up and realize that what you were teaching and call yourself preaching was not relevant to what the needs of the people. It was your needs and to satisfy your needs and to satisfy your pocket, but the people are suffering. I got to talk about it tonight. Because everything that's going on, the people in the pulp, in the pew, that's who's suffering. And one thing about God, I got to come in. Y'all seeing a different side. My folks from personal development, you're seeing I'm still me, but I still believe in standards. I still believe in standards. I still believe in if you're in a position, it should be a high position and an honorable position. And you stay out, most of the time, you stay out of the public's view. That way, can't nothing come on you. Are you listening to me? We've drifted so far. We've drifted far. People don't know principles. They know cliches. You know, I don't care. You swipe and go on. Doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna keep talking till I get through talking. Okay. It's a serious, and people. Let me say this. Something we were sharing today. Let me tell y'all something. You don't know how God feels about a person. Don't think you greater than anybody else. He said, all souls are mine, and the soul that sinneth, it shall die. You know, the religious thing. You understand what I'm saying? Not condemning nobody. I'm not, because I have people from all walks of life a part of my personal development. So I have to clear myself. People even from Asia, overseas, so I have to clear myself that I don't, this is not what it's all about. It's for personal development. But the point that I'm making, and the point that I've got to make, is there've got to be some wake-up calls. There has to be, thank you, Dr. Sutton, somebody helping me. There has to be some wake-up calls because there's no difference. It ain't no difference. Everybody is doing whatever they want to do and nobody don't say anything. You know, we don't want to offend. I'm going to put the word on you. If you get offended, then that's too bad. I guess it's the preacher talking tonight. It ain't the life coach. I mean, the personal development coach. It's time to come on. We're playing games with people's lives. We're playing games. And we have to give an account to God when it comes to his people. There's no, don't think those of you, God bless you, Alexander Mitchell, those of you that's in church, don't you think that there are folks out there and you're better than them. You're no better than them. We're all his children. Some of us just have become awakened to the Christ within, but we're no better than them. Ain't no such thing, oh, they out there, they ain't saved. That's not how God feels about it. That's how religious folks have done. Religious folks put that separation. He put a separation. He came and Jesus dealt. He dealt with the religious community. He rebuked the religious community. Because there wasn't no church then. The church just started to Acts. And it wasn't for us to stay in the dispensation of the church. That was to allow the Christ to come with the Christ aware, not come within. He don't have to come within because Christ is in all. Everybody have not been awakened. But that alcoholic, that dope person, Christ is in them. He loves them. That's why you have to be careful. You don't know how God feels about a person because you think you so saved and you got a position and they ain't nothing. You better be careful. Pride comes before a fall. If I'm riding and somebody's on the side of the street and they, with a cup and raise my, I don't look down on them. If I got enough time, I reach out and, the traffic's moving, I reach out and give them something. That's a child of God. Child of God is not just folks in the church. We're all our Heavenly Father's children. Preachers in the church have done that and caused the church people to get an attitude like, oh, they ain't got nothing. We better than them. You're not better than them. You're nothing but flesh too. Whoo, you said, Dr. Hughes, you're coming strong. I have to. And I know I don't do this on my personal development platform, but it's all about personal development and getting more in life. How do you get more in life? Number one, become accountable to yourself. I don't per se, I'm accountable to me. If D.L. Hughes is wrong, he's wrong. And I'm conscious of my accountability to myself. Are you listening to me? Even in federal prison, they give you 2 strikes off, 2 points off for acceptance of responsibility. That's 2 points off your federal sentence. How you know? Because I went through and I pleaded guilty. It was 30-some years ago. They gave me 2 points off for it. They called it acceptance of responsibility. Most folks don't accept their responsibility. You're playing games with yourself. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you don't know whether you're wrong or not, then you need to sit down and read and get proper information to realize what you're doing. Because what you're doing, you're stuck. You're stuck. And it's not your fault. I don't blame you all. Especially those that's in religious settings. I don't blame you. I blame them. Because they're not doing anything to better you. What they're doing is to better themselves and to use you as a financial come up. But really, there's no real care about you. Because when you really care about God's people, you're careful. You're very careful. Your reputation, you're very careful. Your name, you're very careful. This is how you get more in life. I'm not working with my notes. My copier didn't work, so I was going to do my notes on my phone. But I was saying earlier, what is real prayer? The reason why you're not, let me tell you something. I've had so many manifestations. I had one person for morning mental wake up, one person to pay one bill. It cost it, you've helped me. I don't even know him, never seen him. but because of the principles and information, he said, you help me. I want to pay a bill for you. I started to say, well, you can pay the mortgage off. I wouldn't do that unless they asked. And they paid the bill. You understand what I'm saying? Are you listening to me? Favor is all around you. Great things are going to happen for you this year. Great things happened for you last year. I made sure that I went out 2022 saying it was a great year. It was a great year. You know why? Because it was the year that the Lord made, and we can rejoice and be glad. And 2023 is the year. Let me say that. This is a saying I say. Every day that comes our way has to go through the laboratory of God. He chooses what you can take, what you can't take. He takes out. And he leaves in what you can take. And you think, I can't take no more. He's saying, yes, you can, because I would have took it out. I would have took it out your day. But if it comes in your day, you can handle it. See, the reason why most folks are not connected to the God within, because religion have made this big difference. God is one place, we're somewhere else. Lord, I'm down here. Every time I hear it just something goes off through me, but I don't get upset because I understand it's not the people's fault. You can get more in life, but what do you want? What do you want in life? I don't care. I don't want to hear what you don't want. This is where we focus. We focus more on what we don't like or what we don't want. But we don't focus on what we want in life. What do you want in life? You can't get more in life if you don't know what you want. Hey, Regina. Hey, Grace. I can't see all y'all because my copy didn't work, so I didn't get a chance to do my notes. So I'm using my phone, so I got a whole bunch of lights and stuff around me. But what do you want in life? See, if you don't get what you want in life, people will define you of who they feel you should be, or they define you what you feel. I said something at my church Sunday. Once again, I'm there every Sunday morning, 11 o'clock, St. James Missionary Baptist Church, 60 Rockland Road in the city of Norwalk, Connecticut. I said something. You have to have a strong mind now, because that's why I deal with the mind so much, because that's where the enemy, he wants this here. The news want this here. The commercials want this here. Happy New Year to you, Gina. Everybody is fighting for your attention and for your mind and for your thinking. And you've got to say, no, I have the Christ mind. So that's what I want to tap into. And I'm not moved by condition. This year, life has its uncertainties. And I cannot sit here and tell you that it's going to be a bed of roses all year. No, because that's not reality. Come on, y'all. That's not reality. Life is uncomfortable sometimes, and you have to learn how to move through those uncomfortable times. Life has its uncertainties. I said something Sunday in church. Everybody ain't going to apologize. I'm just waiting on them to apologize. Listen, baby, you better go on, because some folks don't even feel they've done you wrong, and some folks got too much pride to apologize. So why are you waiting on them to apologize? Go on with your life. Go on with your life. I want to keep emphasizing that. You can get what you can get. I had a young man, one of my clients, personal development, I'm a coach. And he called me and he was talking about his wife, and she left him. And I listened. And she's gone, and now she's with somebody else. And I said, so what are you saying? I said, was she the only woman? There's 8 billion people on the earth. Was she the only woman on the earth? No. Is she gone on? Yeah. I said, so it's not so much of her, because what you're saying to me are the investments that you made with her. So this is one of the reasons why you're having issues, because you're thinking about your investments. It ain't so much her. He busts out laughing. I said, it ain't so much of her. It's the time. I ain't talking about just the financial investment, but I'm talking about the emotional investment, the time investment, the financial investment, and just the time. And when people walk out of your life, you feel, wow, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and you take that to be a negative. But no, that's leading you to a greater relationship because God wants you to be happy. But he wants you to learn happiness within, because if somebody come in your life and you think they bring you happiness, when they go, your happiness goes. Got a few more minutes. Your happiness goes. You got to be strong-minded. You got to be, what I say, have to be strong. I talked Sunday at my church, and I talked about the Woman King. Wonderful movie. Took me a little while to watch it. And I kind of felt bad. I told my wife, said, we should have been watched this. Them women were strong. You ain't got no time this year to be no wimp. I don't feel like giving up. I don't want. I've been there. Sometimes your greatest victory follows your greatest disappointment. You got to keep your head up. You got to keep your head up. Got to believe in you. I believe in me. My personal development company, I believe in it. Whatever your dream, you can't wait for nobody to believe in it. It ain't gonna happen. I got $1 billion app that I'm working. Can't mention it. Cannot talk about it. Get it up and going. I'm gonna sell it to Uber or sell it to Lyft, somebody. Let them take it to another level. There's a lot in you, but you're looking. That's what I'm talking about Sunday at my church, having your own path. Don't look at nobody else's path and judge your path by their path. You can't do that because everybody in life has when he put us here, you have your own path. That's what I was telling my church Sunday. I said, even your children, let them be them. Oh, you want to be a doctor? Don't do that. Because you're a doctor, you're going to make them be a doctor. Let them discover that. Discover their own passion within. Oh, I hope everybody in the family was a preacher. You're going to be a preacher. And God ain't even called. That's the problem now. We got a whole lot of folks that went. I'm not going to get back on the religious thing because it's not a religious program. It's personal development. I'm not going to get it there. So what I'm saying, in order to get more in life, you don't know what you want. You got to sit down, get a piece of paper, follow the instructions now. Write down what you want. You already have your desires because everything you need, God has already given it to you. He's not doing anything. It's done. When he met folks in the New Testament, he didn't say, all right, go on. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it one day. No, they touched that frequency of faith. Even the woman with the issue of blood, she touched that frequency of faith, and the virtue, what's virtue? The energy went out of him into that sickness. And the fire and the energy destroyed her. And he said, woman, thy faith, your faith, not your sister faith or the person in the church faith, you got faith yourself. Romans 12 says he's given every man a measure, the measure. I want to correct. We say a, he said the. So you got everything you need to get what you want. But the haves and the have-nots are the ones that's willing to use this here. And most folks, you know what I do when people come around and they won't help, besides my clients pay $125 because I'm a personal development coach. And what people pay for, they pay attention to. So what I do in helping people, this is what I do. People call, well, I need prayer. I say, you need a prayer. You need to make some decisions. You want help? I'm going to give you one book to read. And you start on that book, Think and Grow Rich. Great book. And as you read that, then you text me, email me some things, some excerpts things out there in the book, excerpts in the book that you have learned. And then we'll go from there. If they don't do that, I don't waste time. Y'all got to stop wasting time with people that don't want anything. They don't want to waste your time. You got to let me tell you something. Put people in your life that bring value to you. It ain't that you owe this. No, you're trying to get somewhere. You don't held on to them same old low class, low thinking, low talking, low mindset people all these years and ain't got nowhere. You got to let go in 2023. Got to let go. Because the more you come into success, you will experience loneliness and very few friends. And then most of the time, what you will see is your shadow. You won't see people around. You look back and just see your shadow, but keep on keeping on. That's what it's all about. Though I'm going to do a signs that you are successful because you're looking at areas, oh, I ain't got this, I ain't got no. If you're resilient, resiliency, you're going to be successful. You're going to be successful. If you're determined, if you believe in you, if you work in your mind, visualizing, imagining, all of this is what. So we totally misunderstood the mission of Jesus. He came to empower us. Not for us to be like him. Because nobody on this earth right now can tell me how he was. You tell me how Jesus was. And then I'll say, I'll be like him. And I'm still not going to say that because he made him and made me and made you. He had his mission as an example. And he transferred the Christ mind. And we have the mind of Christ. You don't use it because you haven't been taught how to use it. That's where I come in. That's where I come in to help you get more in life. Have more energy, a momentum. You don't even have a moment. How are you going to be successful and you don't have momentum? You start and you stop. You start and you stop. Yeah. You start and you stop. You start and you stop. And you're never consistent. You never finish a project, I mean. Oh, God, I hope somebody got, 12 more minutes? 15 more minutes? Whatever. Hope somebody catch this. Understanding. We, religion, I guess I'm on this tonight, have made it so hard for y'all that you're not free. You got free from sin, but you came into church and got bound again. That's what have happened. And this is why. And people won't look at the real reasons why people are not coming to church. They put it on the pandemic. I know listen, COVID will be here the rest of our lives. Just like the flu. Just like pneumonia. People don't stay home because they got pneumonia. When it first came out, it was a shocker. Many, many years ago. If you tell the people what's relevant to them, stuff that they can use every day in their lives for them, that's what's getting this new. What worked back then, it ain't gonna work now. Beating folks trying to head, come on up here and get saved. They ain't gonna do that. That was a wrong approach anyway. That's all they knew. I used to do it because that's all I knew. But I grew and I became awakened and I'm free and I thank God for religious freedom. I'm kingdom. I don't get into religious. I'm kingdom. That's why he came. He only mentioned the church a few times. He mentioned the kingdom many times. See, we don't sit down and rightly divide. We just, most folks preach every service. But somewhere you got to get into a teaching mode. That's what Jesus did. He didn't hoop because there wasn't no hooping. Hooping came from an African-American community. He didn't hoop. He taught. Kenneth Hagin taught. Brother Copeland taught. Bill Winston teach. And the crowds were there. We hollering and screaming and sweating. Why? Why? This is what I'm trying to develop at St. James. Such a loving church. I fell in love with it. Fell in love with him. Me and my wife both fell in love with him. Wonderful church. Because they're open. When you're closed-minded, you can't get nowhere. You don't get nowhere. And you're depending on, you're letting other folks think for you. And I feel that. I feel the energy of somebody that don't even have confidence to make your own decisions. You got so much fear. Fear have gripped you that you're afraid to make decisions. So you sit and do nothing, or you let other people make decisions for you. And then you're not happy. When they make the decision, you're not happy. You don't know how to say no. This year, learn how to say no. Learn how to say no to people. You don't feel comfortable in doing something? I don't feel comfortable. I don't want to do that. Don't just, come on now. You got to stop doing things because people that ain't doing nothing. I said before, bring people in your life. This is how you get more in life. You want people that bring value. I don't have a lot of people in my life. I got a church family now. I got St. James, and I love them so much. Got my wife, my mother. I got a system. You got to have people, a support system to love you and care. When I'm 60, I'll be 61 the 20th of this month, and I'm good. I'm happy. because I follow, I see the path. People are unhappy because they don't know the path they're supposed to take, and they're all in somebody else's path and looking at the path that other folks are taking, and it's driving you crazy. It's driving you crazy. Why? Because you don't realize to get your own path. You say, Dr. Hughes, you sound good, but where do I start? You start by going within. All of this that I'm doing, the app, the this, the that, I manifested those things. And it came, I didn't pray for all that. I manifested. I realized that it was already mine. Come on, somebody. I realized it was because the passion of it. So I just started moving into the passion of the ideas of the things that come in my life. And the more you do it, I often say, when I started blogging, I had 8, 12 people. I was just expressing how it's resonating within me. And it started growing. Now we're a little over 1,800 people all over. I don't even know them. And they're sending it out. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm just about there. I should be about there. I don't know, not yet. I'm going to take Daily Mental and make it a Daily Mental business journal. A daily mental devotional journal for business folks. And not just for business, but it's everybody. But it's geared towards you developing you. Let me tell you something this year. Go on a mission. This is why. You trying to figure out why you can't get ahead? Why you can't get the Gitmo in life? That's Reverend Ike used to say. You can't get the Gitmo in life. You know why? Because you're not motivated. And you're looking for somebody to motivate you. No, nobody can motivate you. You got to motivate yourself, ma'am or sir. You got to motivate yourself. What I said, you got to motivate yourself. Because what you're doing in your path, nobody else understands your path because it's not their path. I hope somebody catch this. And this is why, in my closing, I got a few more minutes. This is why you're unhappy, you're miserable, you're stuck. Because you're all so big. You're looking at the person's path on your job, in your church, in your community, family members, looking at, and you think they're better off than you. Don't ever think that. They got issues, dysfunctionalism, just like anything else. You be you this year and be free. Be religiously free. A young lady called me this week, and she wanted to mention the word manifest, and I mentioned it, and she said, "Oh, it's okay to use it." I said, "Of course. Creation of the universe is waiting for the manifestation." People got to get off on this old stuff. Can I tell you something? At my church, they have never, I don't think, heard me mention the devil. I've mentioned the inner critic or the enemy, but you're not going to find this coach talking about a devil. No, the only devil is the devil you create, because his powers was destroyed for this purpose. Son of God manifest. Folks don't believe the word. Don't believe it. They make it into something else because it's so simple. The authority. I get people, and I don't talk long unless you want to become a client. I don't go into all of that because people don't listen anyway. They don't listen. Let me tell y'all something before I go. You speak that I have I'm talking about you. Always have a good understanding. You talk to people and you listen, they don't have a good understanding. And think before you say something. And be positive. Now, the inner critic will tell you don't talk because you may say something wrong. What they going to think if you say something wrong? Your voice may not be strong enough. Your voice may not be this. That's the inner critic. The same inner critic that dealt with Jesus on Matthew, the 4th chapter. Same inner critic. That's what it was. Religious call it something else. I call it inner critic. Tried to kid and commit suicide. They tried all that. That inner critic would talk to you and talk you out and talk you down and beat you down in your own head. Your worst enemy are your thoughts. Those negative thoughts, they are your worst enemy. You make up in your mind that I'm going to get more in life. How? Because I'm going to walk in a positive life. Got to be positive. Got to believe in yourself. Nobody can stop you. God is for you. Those that's religion is afraid that if you get millions of dollars, you're going to lose God. That's the crazy. They deceive you. They lied to you. I'm going to be honest with you. They lied to you. They fatten their pockets, but want the people to suffer. Somebody mad at me, good. You ought to stop. Simple. People hurting. People hurting. People trying to figure out people ain't coming to church because they don't want to come. Ain't not got no pandemic. People ain't thinking about the pandemic. They're everywhere. Football games, jam-packed. I said it again. People, that's over. Mall, Walmart, people ain't going like that. So realize, sit down and try to figure out why they've left and not coming back. It ain't just a pandemic because they're going where they want to go. They're going where they want to go. They're on a vacations and you see, what was that? Thanksgiving or Christmas, all the flights, hundreds of thousands of people flying. Because you're not giving them something that's relevant. You're not getting into their minds. You have to get into folks' emotions because this is where they live 24/7. Your emotion talks. Your mind talks. Are you listening to me? So you have to understand you have a life and your path is not like nobody else's. Well, I'm waiting on the Lord to show me my path. Get out of that crazy talk. You start walking. We walk not by sight, mental. Ain't talking about these eyes. You're trying to see it through your natural mind. You got to see it through the Christ mind. And when you see it through the Christ mind, all things are possible to them that you don't believe it all. You believe some, but I'm crazy enough to believe that all things are possible. You got to believe everything you touch is going to prosper. You're coming in, you're going out, you're blessed. What does the word blessed means? Empowered to prosper. Malachi 3, open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing. What blessing? The Abraham blessing. I said all the time, I'm Abraham's seed. If you're Christ, then you're what? So I have the blessings. You have to pray for no blessing. Where y'all get that from? I need a blessing. You're already blessed. You got to manifest the blessing. You're looking for a quick fix. You don't want to do no mental work. That's what it is. You don't want to work your own faith. That's why you run around folks to pray. While you sleep and eat, you want other folks to pray. Stop. Believe God for yourself. When I dealt with cancer, never said I had cancer. I said I fought cancer. Stop saying you got a condition. My sinus, my high blood pressure, my diabetes. If it's yours, then keep it. God's not going to heal it because you said mine. When you say mine, you give ownership. So the spirit is a gentleman. If it's yours, he ain't going to take it from you. That's like you have any other habit that's not healthy. You have people, some habits are not sin, but they're unhealthy. I won't get into that, but you know what I'm talking about. But I speak in the name of Jesus that he take the taste out your mouth because you're hurting you, whoever you are. I speak it that he take the taste of whatever that is out of your mouth. It's not my business, nobody else's business, but I speak it when you go to do it again that you don't even taste right, don't even smoke right. Hey, Sheila, Serene, everybody, Sammy, everybody. I don't want to start mentioning people because then I forget somebody. I'm on 5 platforms. But I'm talking about how to get more in life. And I started saying, first of all, what do you want in life? And if you can't answer that within 5 seconds, then you need to sit down and figure out what you want. If somebody asks you, what do you want in life? And I'm not talking about you giving a speech that somebody else gave. What do you want? If you can't answer that, I'll say in 10 seconds. Then you're just drifting. If you don't know what you want, and then your mind will tell you, you're too old for this. Don't you believe that? Don't you believe that? Because I went through that. But I did not believe that. I kept saying, my latter shall be greater than my beginning. My latter shall be greater. That's the word. Y'all have been a lot of cliches, but you're not having the foundation of the word. When I dealt with cancer, I said, I shall not die, but I shall live and declare, live. Stay away from drama. Stay away from drama. Drama people, stay away from them. Bring people in your life. Everybody in your life should be someone that you're bringing value to, and they're bringing value to you. See, you try to hang with your old homegirls or old homeboys, and they ain't going nowhere. They still doing what you was doing when you left them. Not saying you're better, because I brought that point out earlier. People in the world, we're not better than them. We're all one in Christ. We're all one. He loves everybody. We can't look at folks out there, all them folks out there, they ain't say that's what religious did. And this is why people have ran away. There's people out there that love God, but they don't want to deal with church folks. And you can't blame them. How do you blame them? And they're looking for places to come and just be loved. Tattoos, whatever. Whatever. It's where we are. And there has to be a standard. And when I say this where we are, doesn't mean that I take down and just, no, it has to be a standard. But we have to have messages that's relevant to where people are. Because they need answers. They got emotional stuff. My area is mental health. Some people, they run when they hear mental, oh, that ain't me. Oh, I'm talking to you too. You got something that's stuck in your head. Mental health doesn't mean you're crazy. No, it don't mean you're crazy. And sometimes you've gone through some things. You got to work. And I'm a coach, Christian psychologist, but I do it in an unconventional way. And the conventional people don't like the way I do it, but it works. It's effective. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You gotta check your thoughts. You just doing something, boo. You don't even know what you're doing. You're on autopilot. You have no control of your emotion, no control of your mind. And remember, only thing you can control in life is your mind, your reactions, and your response. Anything else in life, look at me, is out of your control. You can't control people. You can't control the weather. Whether it's going to rain, we can't. So don't worry about it. If it's raining, thank God for the rain. It ain't the first time you've seen rain. If it's snowing, oh, that's snow. It's been snowing for years, boo, before we got here. I got a few more minutes. I want you to really look at your life and decide what you want and believe you can have it. Now, I know you're religious people. When you look at your life, you go blank. Because so many things they told you couldn't do, and you've been on a holding pattern. You've been at stalemate all these years, waiting on the Lord, and you're not doing anything to accomplish anything or cause your dream. What are you doing to cause your dream or your desire or your business or your entrepreneur idea? What are you doing with it? The people around you, are they bringing value? You don't have to tell them what you're doing. You don't tell anybody what you're doing. But you've got to surround yourself with people that's being, and you're trying to get somewhere to hang with the same negative people, even in church. And those sometimes are the worst folk to deal with because they're so negative and so religious. So what do? You develop, look at me. You're trying to figure out why you can't get what you want, why you can't get more in life, why you can't get ahead. Excuse me, because you're undeveloped. The more I develop myself, the more I begin to hear the Spirit clear. The more I was honest with myself, the more I begin to hear the Spirit clear. The more I made myself accountable in the personal development, there's a God you in you. And he made you to be you. Again, he didn't make you to be like Jesus. He made you to be like you. Now we have the Christ mind. But again, I said, you can't be like him. If you can, somebody go tell me how he was. What did he eat? What kind of fish he liked? What hours he slept? If you can't tell me that, then you develop the Christ mind. He came as an example to transfer the authority. The works that I do, you're going to do it. Otherwise, he's saying, don't get all over me. Because what I do, you're going to do. He says, not I. And he kept them at a point that they never really overpraised him because he didn't come for that. He emptied himself of that. Okay, y'all. I hope I help somebody. I don't apologize for nothing I say. I got to keep it real, y'all. I don't know no other way. I got to keep it real. I've been gone for a month. Took a month off. What you were seeing was replays. Thank God for the platform that I use, because that way I am able to pre-record. It was the holidays, that type of thing, and I your family. I want you to sow today, tonight, whatever it is. Let me say something. I know without a doubt I have very valuable information, very valuable, and it's helping a lot of people. Over 1,800 people, and it's probably changed by in the morning because they might made them come back and want to say, I want my own daily mental wake up. I don't want to go through nobody else. And I think it's always precious when people do that. You know, I do this every day and I love it. But then I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all get a mental wake up from me, a daily mental wake up, sometimes just give me a thumbs up. Just say I appreciate it. Just say I needed that. That way, you know, I've got people that do that every day. Every day. And it feels good as a coach that I'm reaching somebody. No, I can't reach the whole world, but I can reach one, and one can reach one, and it keeps on going. You got what I'm saying? And we want to expand this. We want to take it to 190 major countries in the world, and I want every country, everyone with personal development, everyone to go in, hack those minds, and introduce the Christ mind to them. Not in a religious way, but a whole nother level to get their attention. So I need you to plant a seed today. Those that would plant, I don't know why I feel $27, a $27 donation, a $27 seed. The Cash App is there. The Zelle is there. I make it even better for you. I will put the Cash App QR code up, and you can just put your phone to that if you want to share. Yeah, I'm here now. I'd have to come over here or come over here. But if you want to sow, just put your, camera there and your QR code. When I go off, I put that back up because I want to close, and I want you to be able to see me. You say, what Dr. Hughes? Here I am. I love y'all. I miss y'all. I miss Fridays. I love coming on Fridays. Every Friday, 7:30. You can have more in life, but do you want more? That's one of the questions I've got to close with. Do you want more in life? People talking about the economy. I ain't moved. Can I tell y'all something? Can I be very honest with you? Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna cut this off. Can I be honest with you? I don't know how much gas prices are. I really don't, because the only thing I know, I'm not riding a bicycle. So I gotta get gas. I ain't gonna tell you what the car I got because I don't do that. That's not important. But the point is, you gotta have it. And you always put the best, always put 93. You got a good car, put 93 in there. Lasts longer. It costs you more, but in the long run, it'll work out more for your car. Okay? Okay, hold on. Okay, let me if you look, people asking the Cash App, look to the bottom there. It says $Faith Prophetic. Thank y'all so much, because I'm helping people, and you are helping people as I help people. I'm looking for many ways to expand. I need a graphic designer. I need. No. I don't need. I'm looking. I have everything I need. I just got to manifest it. Yeah, you see how I correct it? If you say something negative, correct it. I was in the one of the stores I go to this week, and it was something, and I think it was 39-cent change. And I told the guy, I said, "Oh, just keep the change, just in case I come in short." And some said, "Boom!" And I went back in there, and they started laughing. I said, "No, I apologize. I'll never be short. There's no shortage in my life." So when stuff come out, a negative confession come out, you correct that thing right away. Deny it and cancel it. You have to go back to somebody and say, "I apologize, I shouldn't have said that. Wrong thing." And you say what you're supposed to say, because we live in a vibrating world. Everything, but physics, everything vibrates. Everything, your thoughts, what you say, it all vibrates. Okay? I'm going to be back. You know, I may do on the religious side, I may do like a 2-day something. I don't know, online. I don't know. I'll let you know. Once again, every Sunday morning, I am in Norwalk, Connecticut. I'm the interim pastor at the St. James Missionary Baptist Church, 60 Rockland Road in the city of Norwalk. Come check us out. Come check. You know, family in Connecticut, call them. Connecticut is not that big of a state. They can drive. They won't be disappointed. I guarantee you that. Okay, I'm going to put this back up. We got comments. Let me see. Any questions before I go? No, Shireen, I don't keep you in prayer. I just speak over you. Let me help you. I've been knowing you for a while, so let me tell you how that works. Nobody has to keep you in prayer. You keep yourself in prayer, and you don't need no help unless you can find some. I'll come in agreement with you to whatever you believe in God for. But I can't keep you keep yourself in prayer. And I'm not just talking to Shireen. I teach as I go. Okay, she said, my mom, mental health problems. You need to call me, Shireen. Let me get a chance to help her. Maybe people need a little therapy. And it's okay. When you hear that word therapy, you're like, oh, therapy, crazy, this. No, don't mean that. Doesn't mean it all. It only means one thing. It means that you just need somebody to help you get through whatever it may be. Because trauma for one may not be trauma for the other. You may go through something. Oh, you may go through divorce and it's fine. Next person, it may be a traumatic experience. I've got a young lady going to come on. She's been known in many years, Kendra Edwards. She's a mental health person in Louisiana. I've watched her develop. I've spoken to her life. Things have happened. And I told her today, she sent me a little clip of her job. She's so excited. I'm going to bring on because she deals with mental health. Let me tell you something. Marlon Megan? She dealt with mental health. The Prince Harry, I don't know the name. She dealt with mental health. So that doesn't make you less or crazy because you're dealing with mental health. No. But nobody can keep you. Where did we get that from? Show that to me. Thank you, Shireen, for bringing it up. Thank you. Nobody can keep you in prayer. You think somebody say, oh, no, if you ain't praying, believe in God. I'm not talking to Shireen, I'm talking to everybody now. You got to keep yourself in prayer and believe in your own prayers and speak the word. I'm getting ready to go. Pray the word. Don't pray out your old feelings. You mad at somebody and this and that and your boyfriend. You got yourself. God can get you there. God was trying to tell you don't do it and you did it. Now you want him to clean it up. You clean it up. I don't know why we do him like that. We get in a relationship, spirit say, don't. You start saying, why? When y'all see red flags, you put it in overdrive. In relationship, nobody's perfect. I don't know why I'm still on, because y'all are still on. You say, why are you still on, Dr. Hill? You all still on. In relationships, I don't know why I'm mentioning this. You develop you. I know why I'm mentioning it. Thank you, Divine Mind. You develop you, and you draw the right man or the right woman. Who you're drawing is who you are. You're drawing what's within you. The type of man you're drawing, there's something within you. Why I keep drawing these men? Something within you. Like attracts like. That is a universal law. When you plant an orange, you don't get a lemon. Like attracts like. When you plant a grapefruit, you don't get a mandarin. Like attracts like. You get what you put out. So, as my closing, don't do that. Believe in your own prayers. I don't ask nobody to keep me in prayer. I believe God for myself because I know the level of what I'm believing him for. When somebody keeping you in prayer, you might be believing God for a business. They say, Lord, give her a job at McDonald's. Oh, God, give her a job at... No. But it's not y'all fault. It's not y'all fault. If you do exactly what I tell you, you're going to see results. If you develop yourself, you get results. How? Because of me. The more I'm developing myself, not being religious. The concept of religion that they gave y'all of God was not right. Christ is in you. He made you to be you. He created you to be you. He gave you your own DNA, your own fingerprint. So discover you. When you discover you discover the God in you, because you and God are one. And the more that's what Jesus did. He developed himself. He didn't just drop out the sky. What is it, a movie? Man dropped from the sky, some movie like that. I don't know what it is. He didn't just drop from the sky. 17 years he was missing. What are those years? Those are years that he developed himself. Studied, traveled, China, different religions. He studied it. And by the time he got back to Jerusalem, 3.5 years, he turned the world upside down. He took 12 people, 12, not 12,000. God had never been in the mega church, never. Because he's not. You read the Bible, he's not in the mega. He's in the. He was in the remnant. That's why they all shut down. He never was there. It was. I'm going to tell it because the people deceived. There was a personality. He never was in the mega. He took 12 men and turned the world with women supporting him. Got to put that in there too. Because when the men left, the women was right there. Where you laid it. And turned the word. No. Lord don't develop you. You develop you with personal tools. Reading. Thank you, Shireen. You helping me teach. If y'all think I'm still on, it's because Sister Shireen is pushing me to keep teaching. That's why I'm saying, no. God don't develop you. I told y'all a while back, the first book to start with is Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Start there. You develop yourself by reading materials and reading tools. That's how you do it. And the more you develop, you have to go. Y'all have to. I went on the road for personal development. Reading. I spend days, most of my day. People call, I say, I'm in class. My mama calls, and Mama, I love you. I call you back. I'm in class. I call it in class because I'm feeding. You can't feed this and not produce. When you feed, you producing now in your life what's up here. So to change your life, God doesn't come and change your life. He gives you the tools to change your life. He gives you the tools to do it. Personal development, you do it. Nobody can do it for you. Start reading personal development material, self-improvement material, self-help material, self-care material to care about yourself. You're overweight. You're killing yourself. A gun can't kill you. AIDS can't kill you. This can't kill you. But you're killing yourself at the table. You won't stop. You're eating because you're depressed. But when you get through biting that last meal, that same situation is right there. I'm giving you the tools, Shireen. I'm giving it to you. Start by reading and get into Think and Grow Rich. Another book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. I read. And because I'm feeding this here, it's feeding me. Woo! I like that. Because I'm feeding this here. Because I'm feeding my mind. It's feeding me. Wow. I got to do something with that. I got to do something with that. As I feed my mind will feed me with results. Okay? He's already given us the tools. The tools are on earth to develop ourselves. See, you can't, he doesn't get involved with that. He's already given it. That's the wrong concept they're giving us. You're afraid to be successful, afraid to prosper. You live in religious slavery. That's what it is. I call it religious slavery. And you're depending on somebody, depending on the prophet, depending on this. You ain't depending on the God in you. You don't get nowhere. You got to start hearing the Spirit for yourself. He'll tell you when you're wrong. He'll tell you when you're right. He'll encourage you. Come on, somebody. Spending time meditating. I got to say that before I go. You got to also do things to come back in tune with your body. I meditate. I start from here. I think. I close my eyes. I speak to my brain. I speak to brain cells that are healed. Any brain cells that damaging or may be damaged, I speak divine healing. I speak to my eyes. And while I'm doing that, I'm breathing in 4 and I'm letting out 7. I dare you to do it. Cut some classical music. But see, you can't do that because your mind won't be still long enough. You got to jump up. You got to do something. This is why you're not manifesting. because there's no quietness. There's no stillness. You don't like quietness. There's no stillness in your life. I dare you to start walking in meditation. We wasn't taught that. The word says meditate, that we wasn't taught that really what meditation does. When you meditate, you become present. You close your eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you just concentrate. Everything else dissipates. It dissipates. When you find yourself stressed, even at work, stop. Concentrate on you, on your breathing, and then go back at it. You'll see it makes a world of a difference. I'm trying to help you because your mind, your mental health is health. Mental health is health because whenever there's dis-ease in the mind, there's disease in the body. Thank you, Shireen. You don't have to say the Lord help you. You have to take that time. Come on, Shireen. Now you keep me on. Just got to do it. I do it throughout the day. It's a journey that you go on. Nobody has to tell me to meditate. When I feel stressful, okay, I know what's going on. Time to meditate. And I shut everything off. And I lay down, put music on, and I go within. I spend about 10 minutes doing that. Then I'm back at it again. Okay? All right. Love y'all. Let me put this up. Those in the Connecticut area, or you got family in the Connecticut area, let them know every Sunday morning. I usually don't mix, but I got to share this because I love my church and I want to give you opportunity. 60 Rockland Road, St. James Missionary Baptist Church in 60 Rockland Road. You will have a wonderful experience. I love those folks. We have wonderful service, wonderful church, no drama, just about God. All right? Until next time, this has been D. Leonard Hughes letting you know that you can have whatever you want to have. You can be whatever you want to be. And you've got to work on your personal development. If you want to email me, it's darrylhu62@gmail. darrylhu62@gmail.com. There is the QR code for the Cash App. You can do that. I will leave it on for a few minutes. Until next time, D. Leonard Hughes saying thank you. Thank you for listening. See you next time. I'm going to leave it up a little while. All right. See y'all next time. Thank you.